If you're alone and over 65, this might be the most important video you ever watch. Imagine this. You're making tea, everything seems fine, and then suddenly your right arm goes numb, your face feels heavy on one side, and the words you want to say don't come out right. You're having a stroke and no one is around. But here's the truth. If you act fast, you can survive, even alone. And today I'm going to show you exactly how, step by step, so stay with me. Because what you learn here could save your life. Let me tell you a story, a real one. Harold was 72, living alone in a quiet neighborhood in Michigan. He just finished reading the newspaper when his hand dropped the cup he was holding. He tried to speak, but all that came out was a garbled mumble. He was having a stroke. But Harold survived, and he's back to walking his dog every morning. How? Because he remembered 3 things from a video he watched just a week earlier, the same things you're going to learn in the next few minutes. Now let's get into it. First, what exactly is a stroke? A stroke happens when the blood supply to a part of your brain is cut off. This could be due to a clot blocking a blood vessel, called an ischemic stroke, or a blood vessel bursting, called a hemorrhagic stroke. Without oxygen, brain cells start dying within minutes. Time isn't just money, it's your life. So what are the signs? The most common acronym used is FAST. F for face. Is one side drooping? A for arms. Can you raise both, or is one weak? S for speech. Are your words slurred or strange? And T for time. Time to call emergency services immediately. But what if you're alone and can't speak or move well enough to call? That's where preparation comes in. Starting today, place your phone somewhere that you can reach with either hand. Set up voice commands on your phone to call emergency services. Most smartphones have a feature. On iPhone, it's Siri, and on Android, it might be Google Assistant. Train your phone to respond to your voice. Say, "Hey Siri, call emergency." Practice it, because when a stroke hits, you won't have time to fumble. And here's something you might not know. There's a golden window, typically 3 to 4.5 hours, where doctors can administer a drug called TPA, which can dissolve the clot causing the stroke. But the sooner you get it, the better. After 60 minutes, every second counts more. That's why you need to act within 10 minutes of noticing symptoms. But what if your speech is gone? If you can't speak, you might still be able to text. Use preset emergency texts. On most phones, you can set up emergency SOS messages. These can be triggered by pressing the power button 3 or 5 times. Do that, and your phone will alert emergency contacts and send your location. Keep your front door unlocked if you feel symptoms starting. This is controversial but critical. Emergency responders need access. If you can, drag yourself close to the door. I know it sounds extreme, but in those moments, your priority is survival. There have been real cases, like Maria, 67, in Florida, who crawled 5 feet to her door and left it ajar before collapsing. That small act saved her life. Keep aspirin nearby. Only take it if you're sure it's an ischemic stroke, not hemorrhagic. If you've had strokes before and your doctor has told you to take aspirin in such a situation, then do it, but only then. Otherwise, skip it. It can make a hemorrhagic stroke worse. Here's a big one. Learn to smile in the mirror. Sounds strange? Here's why. If you suspect a stroke, go to a mirror and try to smile. If one side of your face isn't moving, you've got your confirmation. This is a fast way to self-assess when alone. Keep emergency numbers written in large letters near every phone in the house. Even if you can't speak, responders may hear background noise or know where the call's coming from. Set your phone's medical ID. This shows your name, age, medical conditions, allergies, and emergency contacts on the lock screen. Now let's talk about mindset. Panic is your enemy. You'll want to scream, to cry, to freeze, but you must push past it. Your brain needs oxygen and you need help. Breathe slowly, keep trying to speak, and focus your mind. Repeat, help is coming. I just need to stay awake. Say it out loud or in your head. It keeps you conscious. Another tip, train your dominant hand and your non-dominant hand to use your phone. Practice typing and calling with both. Why? Because if your dominant side is affected, you'll need the other to save your life. Don't forget the pets. Many survivors have credited their dog or cat with saving their life, not because the animal called 911, but because its behavior alerted neighbors. One woman's dog barked so aggressively at the window that a neighbor came to check. Consider placing a note on your front window. In case of emergency, please knock. I live alone. Let's get deeper now. Did you know that some strokes begin while you're sleeping? It's called a wake-up stroke. You wake up unable to move one side or with slurred speech. The best defense is a good offense. Regular checkups, managing blood pressure, staying hydrated, and taking medications properly. Don't skip your pills. Don't ignore dizziness or vision problems. And finally, rehearse. Yes, actually rehearse having a stroke. It sounds dramatic, but it's life-saving. Practice saying, "I'm having a stroke." Call 911. Practice crawling to your phone. Practice opening your door from the floor. Muscle memory can take over when panic sets in, like a fire drill, but for your body. If you've made it this far in the video, you're already more prepared than most people. Share this video with someone over 60 who lives alone. You could be the reason they survive. This isn't just theory, it's real. I've seen patients who survived because they remembered one tip, one moment, one message that made the difference. And I've seen those who waited too long. So here's your mission. Today, before the day ends, do these 3 things. Set up voice commands on your phone, write down emergency numbers, and tell one friend or neighbor how to check on you. Tomorrow isn't promised, but with knowledge and action, you give yourself the best shot at survival. Remember, your brain is your most precious organ. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay alive. If you found this video helpful, give it a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It might not be entertainment, but it could be everything when the moment comes. Thank you for watching. I'm Dr. James, and until next time, be well, be ready, and never be alone in your fight for life.